Hello and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy, and I'm very happy that you're joining me for this episode of the Crystal Educational Series, in which we're going to talk about orange calcite. Before we dive in, I just like to get some quick housekeeping out of the way. First of all, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you would do me a huge favor by smashing that subscribe button. You can turn off notifications, that won't offend me. So in advance, thank you. Also, at the end of the video, I do what I like to call a Reiki hug. I am a Reiki master teacher, and I like to give 2 minutes of distance Reiki healing, and it's for emotional, physical, mental, and spiritual healing. So make sure you stay at the end for that as well. Always, Reiki's always good stuff. Crystals and Reiki. What more could you ask for? All right, so as I said, we're going to talk about orange calcite today. And we'll just talk a little bit about some general facts about this crystal. Then we'll talk about the chakra associations, some astrology, basic astrology associations, and then we'll get into the nitty gritty where we'll discuss the whole reason we utilize crystals, and that is for energy healing. So we'll discuss how we can heal emotionally, physically, and spiritually through the wonderful healing properties that orange calcite offers us. So let's go ahead and dig in. Orange calcite is such a great crystal. I love it because it's so pretty and it reminds me either of like a slice of orange, because it's got that white, like rind color that is peppered throughout the crystal. Just absolutely gorgeous. Now, orange calcite is a calcite variety, and it's usually found in Mexico, Canada, and South America, but it's actually mined all over the world. It's extracted in commercial limestone mines. And it is you'll see a lot of it in the market because, like I said, it is mined all over the world. Once it's extracted from limestone, that's really hard to say, limestone mines, it's then sorted into different grades depending on the colors. And it is considered a carbonate mineral. Orange calcite is associated with two of our chakras, being the second and third chakras, which are the sacral and the solar plexus. Now, personally, I utilize it for my sacral chakra, but I have used it for the solar plexus as well. And for those of you into numerology, it does vibrate to the number 4. So every crystal has an association. Well, I shouldn't say every, 99% of all crystals have an association with planets, zodiac signs, and the elements. And while I'm not going to go into a lot of depth about the energy of these things, as that's outside of the scope of this discussion, I did just want to mention that orange calcite is associated in the zodiacs with Cancer. Well, if you know anything about Cancer, which I am Cancerian, so peace, hello to my other Cancerians out there. Um, a lot of Cancerians are very emotional, a lot are healers, and home life is very, very, very important to them. They're caretakers and they just want to take care of everybody. And then the planet that orange calcite is associated with is the sun, which kind of makes sense because if you look at a piece of orange calcite, it does remind you of the sun because of that bright, beautiful orangish color. And the sun deals with life force and personality. And then finally, the element of fire. So again, that orange color totally makes sense. Fire is a symbol of creation, energy, and passion. And a lot of times, people that associate with this element, they're very active, competitive, and a lot of times very, very passionate. Orange calcite has great emotional healing properties. And first, it brings us feelings of positivity and stability. I know without even setting an intention into orange calcite, when I look at it, it just makes me feel happy. And that has to do with the vibrations of that color orange in it. It also balances extreme emotions. And again, that does tie into the Cancer energy as well as that fire, because fire energy is very extreme. Fire energy can warm us, but it can also burn us at the same time. So when we're feeling our emotions and we're feeling that it's a little bit over the top, then maybe we need to grab this piece of orange calcite, set our intention to utilize the energy to allow us to feel our emotions in a stable, normal state. It also works with the solar plexus by encouraging us to be more self-confident. It also encourages us to be more self-sufficient, not necessarily always relying on others or expecting uh, others to do for us. Okay, being entitled. It can help combat depression. As I told you, when I just look at it, it makes me happy. And again, that has to deal with bringing that vibration of the orange energy, bringing joy and happiness to us. And it also relieves us from isolating ourselves. Sometimes we isolate ourselves because, we feel down or, sad, depressed, whatever. And again, this beautiful gemstone can raise our vibration and help us from being that little bit of a hermit that, we can become. Now, continuing on with emotional healing, because as I said, this crystal is really great, it also unlocks and unleashes our creative and or our sexual energies. And that ties into our second chakra, the sacral chakra. So if you or a client are having issues like artists, when artists get what do they call it? Creative block. Pull out that piece of orange calcite, carry it with you, set that intention, and you'll find that creative block will go away. And the same thing with our sexual energies. And that just ties into, I just said it, removes creative and or sexual blocks. So it unleashes the energy and it gets rid of those blockages. And it assists in uplifting our mood. And we kind of talked about that in the last slide. And as I said, once you get your piece of orange calcite, before you even set your intention in it, just take it in your receiving hand and hold it there for a second, and you'll start to feel a little better about yourself. You feel a little more joy in your heart. And then finally, it helps us relight that fire inside of us. And that plays into the sacral chakra and as well as into that fire energy and that sun energy that we were talking about on the astrology side. Now, as far as spiritual healing, it doesn't do quite as much as it does for us as like we just discussed emotional, but it still does have a few attributes. And first of all, it can aid us in meditation. And how it aids us in meditation is because it brings us that joy and we're not necessarily worrying and getting all that monkey mind. It also transfers energy between our root and solar plexus. So our root chakra does extract energy from Mother Earth. Gaia takes all negative energy and transmutes it into positive energy, and then we pull that up through our root chakra and up through our sacral and into our solar plexus. And when we fill our solar plexus with that grounding energy, that positive energy, it allows us to have a little better personal power, building our confidence and our self-esteem. Orange calcite also encourages inspiration. And I'm not just talking, we talked about creative inspiration. I'm talking about spiritual inspiration. All right, and finally, physical healing attributes. Now, I have to say it. Remember that crystal healing is not a substitute for medical treatment. That if you have any type of ailment or sickness, please go to your doctor. If it's an emergency, you call 911. Crystal healing is supposed to not replace medical healing, but work in conjunction with it. Okay? Some of the physical things it can do for us, it increases fertility. So if you are someone that is trying to get pregnant, maybe having a piece of orange calcite in your bedroom, carry it on you, wear some orange calcite jewelry. It also encourages healing and strengthening of bones. So if you're someone that's suffering from like what is it, osteoporosis, or maybe you broke a bone, using orange calcite, you can place that piece of orange calcite on the cast. Obviously, set your intention because again, these aren't magic rocks. Set it on the outside of the cast, and it will aid in healing of the bones. And I just said it. I'm getting ahead of myself. It fortifies the body against osteoporosis. It also stimulates metabolism. So if you're someone that suffers from a slow metabolism, having orange calcite, maybe in your dining room or again carrying it on you, it can help stimulate that your metabolism. It also fortifies the immune system. I like to have orange calcite around in the wintertime when, colds and flu are prevalent. It also treats issues with the reproductive system. And again, that goes back to the fertility. And with the issues of the reproductive system, that can mean menopause, that can mean if you have, very bad menstrual cramps, but it's for men and women as well. So any type of reproductive system issues. And then finally, it aids in the healing of digestive system issues. So if you're having a lot of heartburn, um, stomach cramps, a lot of gas, utilizing this crystal can help with all of those things and more, actually. All right, let's make sure our cell phones are at least on silent for the next 2 minutes. This is your time, so put them on silent. Go ahead and start getting comfortable. And when you're ready, close your eyes and start breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Starting with the top of your head, I want you to quickly scan your body to make sure that you have no stress or tension, letting it all go, including your fingertips all the way down to your toes, nice and relaxed. right, go ahead and start wiggling your fingers and toes and open your eyes when you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're interested in orange calcite or any crystals or metaphysical supplies, please check out my store at yournaturalhealer.com. There's lots of products for sale. It does include free shipping, and sales tax is already included in the price. Also, you can check out my services. There are different Reiki packages. There's combination packages. I also offer many different types of astrological reports, including birth charts, and different planet reports and life reports. So check those out as well. And again, that's at yournaturalhealer.com. If you're interested in learning more about metaphysical, maybe getting some certifications, check out my university, which is lotuscenter.online.com. There's a wonderful beginner crystals course there. It's called Crystals 101. All of this will be down in the description in case you're interested. All right, so with that being said, go have a wonderful day. But make sure you do it the natural way. Namaste.